Hey everyone, it's Crisis. Hello, welcome. I know it's been a while since an actual video has been uploaded here. This channel has kind of just become a resting place for my podcast recently. I know I really haven't sat down and made any type of actual content for this channel recently, and I'm sorry for that. There was a plan to do kind of a rebrand and a rebuild of this channel this year in 2021, and surprised to know one that actually hasn't happened yet. Few reasons for that. Maybe that'll be another time for another video. I kind of talk about a little bit about it when I stream sometimes. So if you guys have been a fan of my channel for a while, you haven't seen me on live stream yet, why not? It's a lot more fun. We can hang out there and have real life conversations in real time. So go over there. But regardless, hi, hello, welcome. I hope you're well. I really do. But what is the point of this video then? Why are we here? Well, you kind of see it in the title. Where I stand with Rainbow Six Siege in 2021. Uh, there's a lot of things that have been going on. Rainbow Six Siege. We're in year 6 now, which is crazy because when I first got the game when it launched, I never would have thought like here we'd be in year 6, still getting content, still getting operators, still getting maps, and still getting all this cool stuff to play this game. And we are, and that's great, and that's awesome. And credit to Ubisoft, who has really stuck with this game that didn't have a fantastic launch. If you guys were around at launch, you know it was pretty rough. So Siege has come a very long way in the time that it's been a game, and I'm happy to have been here for the entire journey. But when I stream and when I do stream Rainbow Six Siege, a lot of people kind of ask me how I feel about the game and how I feel about the community, and I kind of just want to sit down and have a chat. That way, next time somebody asks me, I can just kind of point them to this video because I kind of get tired of repeating myself all the time on stream. And that's with a lot of questions that come up, so that we'll either come up with commands or we'll, if it's something short, or what I might start doing now is have a video, and then if somebody wants to know, I can have a command that'll link them to this video and they can go check it out. But yeah, so that's what this video is going to be about. I want to talk to you about kind of where I stand with Rainbow Six Siege, why I haven't been playing it as much on stream, and why there's no content for it. Now, I want to preface all this by saying that this is coming from somebody who has almost 3,000 hours in Rainbow Six. I know that's not the most by any number, but I spent a lot of time in this game. I put a lot of effort into this game, and I've been around for a while. I've gone to events, I've met awesome people along the way, and I'm very grateful for all those experiences. But I just want you to know, like, this isn't coming from somebody who's played like one game and then like, oh, okay, this is how I feel about it. I've put some time in. I've I've paid my dues. I've been through the trenches, if you will, of Rainbow and seen it develop from a legitimate niche game that, you know, that Ubisoft thought was going to have 200,000 players to what it is today. And I kind of just want to share some of my experiences within the last like year to 18 months. Let's start with the way year 6 has kind of changed. So in year 6, they got rid of the season pass and decided to go with just 4 iterations. We're going to assume 4 iterations of a season pass. They've gone down to 1 operator, and they're doing map reworks instead of a brand new map and 2 operators. Now, the new maps don't really bother me that much. There's a lot of maps that have been in this game since day 1, and they need a rework. They need touched up. The way we play Siege is way different than how we used to play Siege 5 years ago. So these maps need updated. They need refreshed. Everybody knows the angles. Everybody knows everything about them. And the most recent rework, the border rework, I felt was really good. The cafe rework was fantastic. I even really liked the skyscraper rework. And I think the biggest rework of all was Clubhouse. I mean, that was the one where people were really like, this is so much better now. To the point to where we started calling it Dub House just because it's so much fun to play on. I love playing Clubhouse. Oregon also got a rework, but no one really cares about Oregon. Not a huge fan of that map. But anyway, so I'm fine with all that. I'm fine with dropping to 1 operator a season because there are so many operators already in this game. There's so many things you have to learn, and if you continue to throw 2 operators every single clip, 1, you're going to run out of ideas, and 2, that creates double the mess for Ubisoft to try to balance. You know, if you have an attacker and a defender, then Ubisoft has to balance both of those at the same time. Whereas if you only put in an attacker in season one, that's really the only person you have to worry about. And you can kind of dedicate more people to being like, okay, this is this operator, this is how things are going to work. So I get that, and I'm fine with that. I'm fine with weapons being reused, and I'm fine with every single one of those things. But there are some things that I'm not fine with. One of the ones is actually the removal of the season pass. I'm not a huge fan of that. I'm someone who bought the season pass every single year. One, because it helps support Ubisoft, and two, because of the perks that did come along with it. 2-week early access to the operators. You got usually a skin, a charm, which whatever, but you also got new outfits for each operator whenever they came out. But you got a renown boost, an XP boost, a battle pass XP boost, and discounts in the shop, right? So renown booster just built in, XP booster built in, extra battle pass XP built in, renown or discount built in. You also got an extra alpha pack chance, like just very small, but it was there, right? All that's gone. And they haven't implemented it into the battle pass at all in any way, shape, or form. And I think that's a mistake because they've also removed the daily and weekly challenges, which if you have the season pass, you got more daily challenges as well. And now it's become a lot harder to grind renowned out. For someone who plays this game pretty casually, it's impossible to grind out the renown you want, you know? And yes, they give you renown boosters in the battle pass, but like it's a day booster and you get a bunch of them, and it's like you're not sitting down and playing for 24 hours at a clip. You're sitting down maybe playing for a couple hours at a time, and you know, it's a lot harder to do that. So I miss those things from the season pass. I really do. And honestly, I would pay the money for it again, and battle passes. I would pay $80 a year to play this game to help support the developers and create more content. I don't really I would love to know the reasoning why they got rid of it. I know they said they got rid of it. I would love to actually sit down and talk to whoever was like in charge of that decision and kind of ask them about that. So if anybody from Ubisoft sees this and that was you and that was your idea or your thing, I'd love to sit down and have a chat with you about it, you know, on the podcast or whatever. We can get as many Ubisoft representatives as we need in there to make sure that no NDAs or anything like that are broken. I don't have a problem with that either. So again, if that was you, if you led that decision, I'd love to sit down and talk with you about it sometime. But some of the other things that are kind of irritating right now, specifically in the battle pass, are the alpha packs and the battle pass content itself. Personally, I feel like the Crimson Heights battle pass is the worst one that Ubisoft has put out. The uniforms are not that great. I don't understand the whole Miami Vice theme. I don't understand why they split up with two different things. Like you have the Miami Vice theme with a couple of the operators, but then you have like this weird techno cyberpunk bug skins for like the rest of the operators. Like what? Why are we splitting themes? It doesn't make any sense. Also, I just feel like the uniforms aren't that great. I feel like the weapon skins aren't that fantastic. But my biggest problem is the alpha packs, right? And if we go and we look here at the alpha packs, you have two tiers in the battle pass, right? You have your main tier, your free tier, and then you have your premium tier or your paid tier, whatever you would like to call it. But you've paid money for the bottom tier, right? And all these alpha packs that are in the bottom tier are not duplicate protected. And these are normally like your legendaries and your epics, you know, and you got a few rares in there as well. And that's a mistake. Look, I'm paying money for an alpha pack. It should be duplicate protected, just like the event packs. If you buy an event pack, it's duplicate protected, right? Because you're paying real world money for it. If I am paying to unlock the premium tier of this battle pass, those alpha packs should be protected. If you want to put duplicates in the top tier and the free tier, fine. That's fine. But the premium tier alpha packs need to be duplicate protected. They just need to. And there need to be better, like, stuff needs to be put better in the battle pass. I feel like it's very like end heavy, not a lot really to work for in the middle. That's good anyway. Um, Actually, it's like it's like a bell, right? Because it's like you have all this really cool stuff in the middle, then like nothing for like 25, or at the beginning, nothing for like 10, 25 tiers, and something really cool at like tier 50, and then like nothing again, and then back up again at like tier 75, 80 to 100. So it's like I feel like the loot distribution needs to be a bit more smooth throughout the whole battle pass. But again, this is Ubisoft's first iteration of this, of not running the season pass and going strictly off the battle pass. I've said this on stream, and I've said it to directly to a developer. I'm willing to give Ubisoft a year on this before I'm like, bring back the season pass, right? Um, so I'm not quite there yet. I'm willing to give Ubisoft this year, year 6, to kind of show me what they can change about this, and if they can actually make it worth the grind, because it is a grind, right? And with so many games putting battle passes into their games right now, you kind of do have to decide, like, what game am I going to play for the next 3 months, and go from there. But yeah, so just like little gripes, we're always gonna have bugs, we're always gonna have sound issues, we're always gonna have these desync issues and everything else in Rainbow. So it's not even really worth bringing that up. My main issues with the game itself right now is kind of just how the battle pass is. That's really one of my main gripes. Yes, desync is an issue. Yes, sound bugs are an issue. Yes, cheaters are an issue. Yes, all these things are issues. But it's like, you're going to get that pretty much in any game you play whatsoever. So what am I going to tell Ubisoft? Fix cheaters harder? I don't I don't really know what kind of criticism I can give to Ubisoft on that. So I figured I would kind of give critique and give criticism on things that I can actually give critique and criticism on. But let's talk about the main issue that I have with Rainbow Six right now, which isn't Ubisoft, and it isn't actually the game itself. It's you, the community. I I really feel like the Siege community is becoming one of the worst in gaming. Um, Over the last 18 to 24 months, Siege has just been awful. Um, I remember going to Raleigh and the way Golden Boy was treated. I remember, watching Jaeger himself videos about how people are treated, and it's awful. If you're a female in the Rainbow Six community, you're going to get told at least once per night to go back to the kitchen. It's just how it is. If you're someone who's in the LGBT community, you're going to get harassed on Twitter or whatever. The way that people like Jess Goat and Captain Fluke have been just attacked and harassed on social media, being called diversity hires and things like that, it's absolutely ridiculous. You know, I don't understand why. I don't get it. I don't understand why this is a thing, right? Like, I don't understand why I have to log into a game and hear somebody scream the N-word at me, or have someone tell my friend who's a girl to get back in the kitchen and things like that. I don't understand why people have to be this way, And a lot of it's children, right? A lot of it is children or people who are younger. I'm 31, so I'm ancient. Pretty much anybody under the age of 25 is a child to me. Um, so a lot of it is younger kids, right? From whatever, like 12, 13, 14, all the way up to like probably even like 2021. That's where you're starting to see a lot of these issues. I never hear a full grown adult just like screaming the N-word or telling women to get back in the kitchen or anything like that. It's usually children. So much so to the point to where I've actually started a new thing where I stream, where I kind of like try to find toxic kids and convert them to like not be toxic kids. I thought about maybe doing that, some content about that on the channel. If you guys want to see that, let me know down in the comments below or hit me up on Twitter. But Get Flanked, who's a content creator that I really look up to and I really respect in the Rainbow Six Siege community, put out a video about 2 weeks ago, kind of talking about this, very, very similar, about why he hasn't played Rainbow Six Siege and this like season, right? Like this year, and why he's kind of been playing it less and less. And he goes into some really good details about the situations in the community and things like that. So I DM'd Flanked on Twitter and I asked him, I was like, hey, can I borrow some of these clips for a video that I'm making? I kind of want to take some of these clips because some of the things you're saying are some of the things that I'm going to be saying as well. And I kind of want to show what it's the perspective is like from a larger content creator and what the perspective is like from your average everyday player / smaller content creator, to show that like larger content creators aren't the only ones who are going through this. It's also your everyman, your regular player, your smaller content creators as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to fire off some clips from Get Flanked video. And like in between each clip, I'll kind of give you my feelings about what he's saying and kind of go on from there, basically.
For the last 3 years, I've been a full-time content creator. And up until about a month ago, I didn't work a single day. I didn't even consider myself really having a job in the traditional sense. And the reason for that is because I enjoyed what I did. I looked forward to what I did. When it came to playing Siege, making videos about it, streaming it, talking about it on Twitter, talking about it on podcasts, all that stuff was what I looked forward to. And in fact, the thing that I struggled with was finding the balance between that and my normal life as far as family time, doing stuff around the house and stuff. You'd have to drag me away from my computer in order to go cut the grass and do the normal stuff like that, because I loved playing Siege and just doing every aspect of my job so much that, again, I found it tough to find that balance, okay? And now that's all been reversed. I'm at a point now where I don't look forward to playing Siege. I don't look forward to making videos about it. I definitely don't look forward to streaming it. I don't look forward to, interacting with the community on Twitter. And yeah, all that stuff feels like a job now.
All right. So in that clip, Flanked is kind of talking about how being a content creator, a Siege content creator, was never really work for him, right? He really enjoyed doing it. And, you would have to drag him away from his computer to go mow the grass, which, by the way, Flanked, I feel on that one, man. I hate mowing the grass when it comes to video game time. But it just goes to show you how worn down he's gotten over the past, month. He is the timeline he gives. And look, I'm no large content creator. People aren't stream sniping me, right? But he talks specifically about, not wanting to stream the game. And I know for Flanked, the big issue is for stream sniping and also people trying to get a reaction out of him on stream live. But even someone as small as me, when I play Rainbow, you get people coming in and out of your chat, and it's just like, what rank are you? And if you say anything other than like, I'm gonna be the next Boilo, they just start harassing you in chat, and then you have to ban them and whatever. Again, I've only had that happen a few times to me because I'm such a smaller content creator, but this is something I see happen in a lot of Siege content creator streams. Not only mods and everything take care of it pretty quickly, but it's still it's annoying to have to deal with. So I get where he's coming from. I don't want to stream Siege either, because Siege makes me a negative person. It just does. Call of Duty was doing the same thing to me a while ago as well, where every time I fired up Call of Duty, it was just getting negative, and it's because of how the community is acting inside the game. So yeah, I 100% get that. Like, the community has become just so toxic that I would rather just not deal with it and go play something else. So, but we're going to talk a little, we're going to play another clip here where Flanked kind of talks about how, everyone has just kind of become negative when it comes to Rainbow. And again, this is kind of what I'm saying here too. It's like people are just becoming more and more negative when it comes to Rainbow. So let's go ahead and play that clip.
what it comes down to is the amount of negativity in the community, and the amount of negativity both in the community and pointed directly at me over the last couple of months. Siege is a really negative place right now, and I think that's probably the biggest thing. I used to really enjoy getting on Twitter, throwing out ideas and getting feedback and bouncing ideas and just having that discourse there. And now it just goes so toxic so quick there. I don't enjoy that anymore. When it comes to like playing the game, I find myself enjoying that less because I get in, people recognize my voice as soon as I make a call out, and then sometimes it gets toxic. Sometimes, in the back of my mind, I'm wondering, are they recording this right now and they're going to make another get flanked exposed video? All that stuff. It puts me in a point where I don't really enjoy it. I don't really look forward to it, and it makes me want to like go away from it. I don't like being around negativity. Even the people that I play with, that I've been playing Siege with over the years, everybody's pretty negative right now, and I'm not excluding myself. Okay, like I find myself looking at Siege and seeing everything that's wrong instead of it used to be that I would see everything that was right. And that's on me. I don't think it's all the game's fault. There's problems in the game. Again, I haven't played much this season, but I'm hearing a lot of reports of elo glitches. I'm hearing that cancellation is being abused, and all those same problems have existed for a long time, and that's not good. But honestly, from like a meta standpoint, I think that Siege is really enjoyable right now in a lot of ways. I think that there's never been a time in Siege when there's been as many fun operators that you can do well with, and that makes the game fun. But all this negativity surrounded it, it makes me not want to be around the scene, and that makes me not want to play as well.
All right, so if you just look the expression on Flying's face, you can tell he's just tired, right? Like, you can tell that this man has been through it all, and he's tired of dealing with it. And that's kind of how I look and feel when I play Siege. Every time I stream Siege, people come in and they're like, "Yo, Krysis, you good, man? Like, you look a little bit down today." And it's just like, it's just Siege things, man. But to go back to his points about, like how everybody's kind of just in this negative mood, and everybody's kind of just it feels like whenever you fire up Siege, you're just kind of in a bad mood, right? And Siege is such a competitive game. Even when you're playing casual or when you're playing unranked or whatever, I don't like losing. I don't. So if my teammates are screwing off in the middle of nowhere, TKing each other and doing stuff, that frustrates me, and that puts me in a bad place mentally. And then especially if I'm streaming or if I'm, trying to just enjoy a night with friends, that reflects, right? And it definitely affects how I am. Everybody knows one bad night of Siege, or one like bad game of Siege, can turn into another one and another one and another one. And it's a snowball effect, and it just keeps going and going and going. Because we've all had those nights where Siege is fantastic and you're playing with a 5-stack and you're just going through and you're laughing and you're having fun, and it's game after game after game and you're just doing stupid stuff, and you're having a good time, and it's fantastic. But I'm finding myself have less and less of those days. And I think Flyant kind of hit it on the head. It's like, look, I'm negative about Siege 2. I really am. And like he said, it's not the game's fault, it's not Ubisoft's fault, it's the community's fault. I feel like this community has put me in a place mentally to where I just don't want to be a part of it, if that makes any sense. I still love Siege and I still play it, but I find myself interacting with the community less and less. I find myself watching Pro League less and less. I find myself just playing the game less and less. And a lot of people might say, well, but Crisis, you've been here for forever. You've been here for the entire life of the game. You're probably just burnt out. And that's probably true. But the way the community is and the way the community has handled themselves recently does not help. This is not an issue that Ubisoft can fix. This is not a bug. This is not a glitch. This is not Clash shooting through her shield. This is not something that can be nerfed by Ubisoft or buffed by Ubisoft. This is something that we have to deal with as the Siege community. We have to police ourselves, basically. If you're in a game and you catch someone acting this way, call them out. Even if it's your best friend, call them out. Don't just laugh about it. Don't just, he had a bad day, that's why he's... No. If you're having a bad day and that's how you're going to be in a video game, go to bed. Read a book. Watch anime. I don't know. Do something else. Don't ruin someone else's experience because you had a bad day. Right? We as a Siege community need to be better. And we need to want better for our community. There was a point in time where I was very proud to be a member of the Siege community. And that's not really the case anymore. I still love all the friends that I've made along the way, and I still love all the experiences that I've had along the way, and I would not trade those for anything in the world. But we've got problems, and they need to be dealt with. And we're the ones that are going to have to deal with them. So start calling people out. Start taking screenshots. Start recording video if you can. Any of that to get rid of these people. Because these people are giving your community a bad name. They're giving my community a bad name. So, that all being said, thank you all so very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Thank you to Get Flanked for allowing me to use those clips in the video. I really do appreciate it, buddy. Hope you're doing well. But yeah, check me out on Twitch. If you guys like this type of content, let me know. Might make more of it. And we talk about this stuff on Twitch all the time as well. So if you have any questions that you want me to answer like live, talk to me over there. Twitch.tv/KrysisDiamago. Link will be in the description. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up here. And we got to do our classic outro. We have a new outro now. If you haven't been over to the Twitch channel, you wouldn't know about it. So this will be the first time it's been said in a video over here. Weird. But anyway, we'll get right to it. Thank you all so very much for watching. Hope you have a fantastic rest of your morning, noon, or night, wherever you are. Good luck. Have fun. My name's Crisis, and we'll see you in the next one.